Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video on some motors that I've just got in from Foxeer. Now I've got in these Foxeer Datura 2105.5 FPV motors. These come with an M3 shaft, but it's actually adapter for M5 shafts on here. I've got them in 1650 kV versions. However, there are also a higher kV version if you want it. Now I've been looking to get some motors in for a VTOL project that I'm currently working on. I'm going to be working with Ben up at 3DXR for a series in the spring to create what's called a 4-in-1 VTOL. That's where there is 4 lift motors, essentially a quadcopter, and there's also the one motor that's used for forward travel when in airplane mode. Now with Ben, we'll be using a much larger airframe, but we were talking about it and thinking that actually some lightweight, nice powerful multi-rotor motors would actually make a lot of sense. And I wanted to get some motors in to have a bit of a play with because along with some of the latest dowel props, these could be a great option because they're reasonably lightweight. Inside these things are N52H magnets and it features 260-degree C windings. Now this is a 12N14P setup in here, 21mm stator, 5.5mm stator length. The weight of these things, it says it's about 21 grams for 3 centimeters of wire. However, with the full length of wire that comes on them, it's about 15 centimeters. This is the weight. These will support 4 to 6S, which should be perfect for the idea that I have to build a smaller, more compact VTOL that I can take to the field. Adding 4 of these onto a VTOL model would add about another 100 grams because obviously you've got the motors themselves. Potentially you've probably got a little bit of extra weight along with the props and maybe the ESCs. So maybe about another 120 grams, 150 maximum. Quite nicely, they've also published some thrust tables, so you can actually see how much thrust they're going to generate and how many amps they're going to pull. And looking at these with the 5.1-inch dowel props at 100% throttle, 4 of these things should give me about 1.5 kilograms of thrust, and the maximum pull will be about 46 amps. And at 50% throttle, it'll get about 112 grams per motor, so I'll get about 450 grams of thrust, and it should only pull about 4 amps. Now the weight of the model is expected to be about 800 to 1000 grams maximum, so the maximum push of these, which is 1.5 kilograms, is going to be loads, because you normally size a VTOL in a slightly different way for the quadcopter motors as you would building a regular quad. Ideally, you want it hovering at about 60 to 70% throttle rather than the 20 to 50% that we normally have in a multi-rotor. Now, these may not be the ones that I end up using for the VTOL, but these are going into the VTOL build pile along with my Nano Talon, ready for some future adventures in VTOL after Easter and after I've done that first series with Ben at 3DXR. If you have any small, powerful, lightweight motors that you've been using for something like this, do pop them down below and I'll take a look. Links to these motors, if you're interested, is down below. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that if you're trying to learn a topic will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.